All right, everybody, welcome back to the Koyos Tribe. So today's going to be a little bit of a different video, more like a rant, and just talking about what is going on in the world today. I've tried to steer clear of some of these subjects just because it's not something that I wanted to really get into as far as politics and things like that. But I'm finding it more and more difficult to not speak about these things because I feel like they're relevant topics and they have a lot to do with still in the realm of men and masculinity, and the way that our society is going has a lot to do with these things. So where do I even start? There's no fixing what is going on. We are in debt at $32.5 trillion. Most of that debt is with China. Our allies, Israel, unfortunately, is having problems with other countries in the Middle East. I don't think that that's any of our business. And I don't think that we should be helping either side out, because we have our own problems to take care of. And we're going to send our people over there, possibly, to protect a country that has nothing to do with us. And I feel like every single time Israel gets themselves into some shit, they drag us into it. And it's equivalent to a little brother at the playground starting shit with the bully and then going and grabbing his big brother and dragging his big brother into the fight with him. And then the big brother gets shot or stabbed or whatever, right? So I think it's disgusting that we're getting pulled into all these other places with these other countries that don't have anything to do with us. Whatever's going on between Israel and the Middle East needs to stay between Israel and the Middle East. It doesn't have anything to do with us. Because the problem is once we get involved in that situation over there, then China's going to get involved or Russia's going to get involved. Because they're allies, or somebody over there is allies with one of those countries. And then it's just going to keep escalating. And that's not even one of the main issues that I wanted to talk about in this video. That's just one of many that has been driving me insane. The other one is the economy. The reason why I say that there's no fixing this is because I'm a single father of 3 kids, right? I went to school for what I do, for my profession, right? Which I don't want to share on here. But I went to school for my profession, right? And I spent about $7,000 to go to school for it. After I got out of school, I got other things that can be added on to that could get me paid even more money, right? And fast forward, I've been in this career for 14 years. Going on 14 years. I make less than $70,000 a year. Which is extremely frustrating. It's not just frustrating because of the amount that I make. It's frustrating because the economy is shit. And the economy is shit because of inflation. Things are so fucking expensive now that just to go out and go grocery shopping, 2 paper bags full of groceries is $150. Give or take, depending on what you get, right? $150. Okay? So then I go and I get fuel. Fuel's up and down as well. But off of what I make in the 90s, You could have a wife and a big family and be able to take care of them off of what I make now. And that no longer happens. And I think a lot of people just don't give a shit. They just don't care. Because when you mention this to people and you say, like, people will come up to you and they'll talk to you about money, or they'll talk to you about starting a side business, or doing kind of like your own thing, or being what do you call it? An entrepreneur and starting your own business, right? And they'll ask you, like, how much is your income, and how much income do you have, how much disposable income do you have? And I tell them, zero. I have no disposable income. They don't understand that. These people don't get it. And they'll look at you like you're crazy. Like they don't understand how you could not have any disposable income. I simply do not have it. I have barely enough money to go get groceries, put fuel in my truck, and get to work every day. And there's no reason why, after I've been doing the career that I've been doing for this fucking long, that I shouldn't have enough, that I shouldn't be in a place where I'm making enough money to take care of me and my kids comfortably without having to struggle. But I'm not. And in my line of work, they treat us poor. We don't get treated very well. You'd think we would, but we don't. Without getting too much into specifics about what I do, there was a situation, and instead of this person dealing with the equipment that we're dealing with, the equipment's not great, that person decided to take it out on me. Like the equipment was my fault. So, on top of the fact that I don't make enough money to be able to take care of my kids comfortably and myself, on top of that, you have child support. Child support doesn't give a shit about how much you make. They don't care. And I likely make less than my child's mother, and I still pay child support, which is crazy to me. Now, if you're a woman and you decide you don't want to pay your child support, you might get away with it. You might actually get away with not paying your child support. And I say that from experience because I know someone who is deciding that they don't want to pay and do what they're supposed to do. And they have had no issues, no problems whatsoever. Now, aside from that, just look at where society is headed. And I'm mainly talking about the young men out there, right? For young men to go out and go date is not worth it anymore. You could go out and go date and think that you're on a normal date, and the next thing you know, you got the cops coming to pull you out of your house the next day because this girl went to the police and said something that didn't happen. Now, I have a son. He's not old enough to date yet. But I think about that all the time because I'm like, when he is old enough to date, what's going to happen? Should I tell my son not to date? Is it better to tell him not to do it at all? Because of what's going on? So you got the nuclear family being torn apart. You got the dating scene so bad that men are actually afraid to go out and talk to women now in open spaces, at the gym. If you even look in a girl's direction at the gym or a woman's direction at the gym, she could turn around and say you're harassing her. The attack on masculinity, the attack on white men and white children and white women is disgusting. It is one of the most disgusting, abhorrent things that I've ever seen in my entire life. And there's no fucking way that anybody else, black, Mexican, Asian, anyone else, would put up with this shit. No way. But it's okay to get on mainstream news and social media and shit all over white people all the time. There was one instance, and I want to bring this one up because this one really bothered me. My son was a year older than this boy when this happened. Cannon Hinnett got shot in the head, execution style, in front of his house while riding his bike. Little white kid. Guy walked up, boom. Dad was in the house, mom was cooking dinner. His little sisters were outside when it happened. There were actually people that were in the comments on Facebook and other places saying he fucking deserved it. And I don't care if this video gets demonetized. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. This shit's not monetized anyway. What I think is disgusting is that society's falling apart and no one seems to care. No one seems to give a shit. And when you do care and you do say something, everyone looks at you like you lost your mind. Like you're crazy. If you try to bring it up and tell somebody what's going on, they look at you like you're nuts. They look at you like you have a disease for trying to tell people what is going on and that things aren't right and something's wrong. They look at you like you're crazy. Or they call you a conspiracy theorist or what is it? A white supremacist, that's the other one. A Nazi, because you're calling out the shit that's going on, right? The riots that are happening in LA. What the fuck is all that about? You know, if I cross the border right now and I go into Mexico and I go hide out in Mexico, you know I can be thrown in jail or killed by the cartel or extorted by the police because I'm there illegally. I don't see anybody in Mexico rioting, waving American flags. So why the fuck are they doing it here? I just, like, we live in clown world. But this is crazy. Crazy to me. I'm 42 years old and I've never ever seen anything like this ever in my entire life. The LGBTQ crap being pushed in schools and on kids. You know, I tried to tell somebody that puppy play, the shit that weird shit that they do, right? I tried to tell somebody that when you let your kid do that, that's a call sign to pedos, because they see your little kid dressing up like a dog. And even after showing pictures to this person, they thought I was nuts. Thought I was just making it up, just being stupid, just being a conspiracy theorist. Even after bringing up the studies of people who have worked with pedos in prison, who said that they look for those markers in children. This person thought I was still nuts. That's the problem, is everything is falling apart in society, right? The world is falling apart and no one wants to fucking listen because no one cares. You got children getting kidnapped right off the street, sometimes right in front of their own parents. But then when you go and try to tell people that these things are happening, they think you're paranoid, or that you're being ridiculous, or that you're stupid. How asleep and how stupid do you have to be? How low IQ do you have to be to not understand that there's something wrong. Not just like something small wrong that we can fix easily. I'm talking about the very fabric of our societies being ripped apart at the seams. The nuclear family, the attack on fathers, the attack on masculinity, the attack on white people, the attack on white women, the attack on white children. All of these things that are going on, right? Just, right? No one gives a fuck. No one cares. People just keep posting on social media. No preparation, no nothing. It's like everybody's walking around on fucking autopilot. I made this channel because I wanted to try to stick up for men and boys, because I see what's happening. I see the mistreatment. I see the double standards. I see the child support system, the courts who favor the mother over the father, the dating scene, all of it, everything. Because I have kids now, right? And eventually I'm going to get into the white hatred stuff a lot more, because I'm one of those people that doesn't really give a shit what people have to say to me. I don't care. You're not going to make me scared to say anything. You're not going to make me fear anything. You're not going to try to come after me. So I don't care, right? I've had enough of all of it. Not just that, just everything, all of it. Because I've been over here struggling for years with my kids, and going to work and busting my ass and breaking my back and busting my knuckles. And I know I'm not the only father doing it either. That's the crazy part about it, is there's a whole bunch of dads out here that are having to take care of their kids, which is, you know, whatever. That's what we have to do, right? We're dads. But we're struggling because the money that we make is not enough to be able to take care of the shit that we need to take care of. And it keeps getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter for us. When I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day and I'm making $300 to $400 more than my 18-year-old daughter makes at work, that's fucking sad. Meanwhile, ready for this? Meanwhile, people can come over the border and get a $700 fucking food card to go feed their family. And they're not from here. But I can't go get it. And don't try to tell me that I'm lying either. Because I know families who have come over, worked under the table, right? So they're not paying taxes, and the government doesn't know they're working, and then they go get a food stamp card for $600 to $700. Leaving people like me, fathers like me, that actually need that fucking card to be able to go get food for me and my kids. Leaving us having to figure it out. That's fucking bullshit. And then those same people that come across the border want to talk about how white people are evil. And there's something wrong with us, and we're fucking crazy, right? And we're fucking racist and white supremacists and Nazis. But you get the food card while we starve. I mean, put the puzzle pieces together, man. I'm just tired. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of keeping my mouth shut. The elephant in the room, there's lots of purple, big, giant elephants in the fucking room. And while I will continue to talk about men's issues and masculinity and things like that, I'm going to start touching on other subjects as well. Things that are going on in Europe, things that are going on here in the United States. The attack on white men especially, that is absolutely prevalent everywhere. All of it. Because it's all tied in together, right? The illusion that we have this country that is the old America and everything is great and you can go to work and you can have 3 cars and a nice house and all this other, that shit doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. And then you have people like I cannot remember her name. What is her name? The blonde lady on Fox that likes to get on and start talking shit about men. It'll come to me. I can't remember her name. But I'm sure somebody who's watching this will know who I'm talking about. Because there's other people that have been talking about it too. But talking about grown men that live in their mommy's basement or their mommy and daddy's basement. Yeah, they do live in their mommy and daddy's basement. But do you want to know why? Because the cost of living is so fucking ridiculous that nobody can afford it anymore. That's why. We got some real problems, man. And when you try to tell people about what's going on, they don't want to fucking hear it. They don't want to hear it. You got terrorism threats going on here in the United States. You've got mass shootings that are going on here in the United States. You've got rogue people that are deciding to stab other people in the chest for being told to move out of a seat. And then being given almost $500,000 for doing it. For his lawyer fees. People are going crazy, man. The world is going nuts. And I don't think it's fixable. I really do not think it's fixable. I don't think it'll be fixable until after we have a full-blown collapse. The reset button is a collapse. And everything, if you look at the way that things are happening, it's all coming to a head at the same time. All roads lead to Rome, right? The crashing economy, the wars, the housing market, the whole anti-white shit, and all this, talking about racism and blah, 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 right? Social media, mainstream media lying. Nothing that you hear now is the truth. Nothing. I honestly don't even care if it comes out of Trump's mouth. Who knows if that's AI? You can't trust anybody anymore. I trust no one. Because everything could be fake. You have no idea who's telling the truth and who's not. We live in some very frustrating and irritating times right now. And then when you speak up and you say something that people don't like, you get canceled. And most of the time it's for the truth. So for all of you who are pissed off at me right now while you're watching this video, look at the dystopian shit that has happened before this. Those riots that are going on in LA and New York and Houston and all these different places, that's a Marxist revolution. Why do we sugarcoat shit? Why do we do this whole they're rioting and they're protesting because peaceful protests because they don't want to send immigrants? That has nothing to do with it, man. You don't go burn shit and destroy shit because you don't want immigrants to go back to Mexico. It's a Marxist revolution. That is what this is. Look back in history. Go look up your history. Go Google it. And I bet you 90% of the people that are watching this right now are going to be like, why does it matter, bro? Who fucking cares? As long as I got my Instagram and my Facebook, bro, and I'm making money and I got money in the bank, what does it matter, bro? Okay. It's going to matter when you walk into the grocery store and you can't get your fucking food anymore. Or it's going to matter when you go to send your kids to school and the school gets shot up because some LGBTQ dude is unhappy because somebody didn't call him by his fucking pronouns. That's when it's going to matter. That's what it takes for people to wake up, is for you to lose your own kid. Or for somebody to come shoot your house up. Or for a BLM rally to walk through your neighborhood and throw bricks through your fucking front window. Go look it up. because you're white, you might get a brick through your front window.
White people, bro, they bad.
I'm just saying, when does it matter? When do people open up their eyes and say, you know what, this is fucking garbage. This is bullshit. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. That's my rant for today. But I'm going to change a couple things on the channel, rebrand it, fix the description. And in the next few days, I will be coming out with another video. I am going to be talking about what is going on in Europe. The riots between all of these different places. They're all tied together. That's another big elephant in the room. They're all tied together. There is someone who is putting money into these organizations to go out and do these Marxist revolutions in these different places in European countries. It's so simple. If you know what to look for, it's simple. Follow the money. Who's putting money into these organizations? Why is it only happening in European countries? I mean, we're in trouble though. I can tell you that. The collapse is imminent. It's gonna happen. And the only thing you can do is prepare yourself and your family for it, because it's coming whether we want it or not. So that's my rant for today. See you guys on the next one.